What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All New York Sports Talk. In today's video, we're going to be doing another recap video, going over all the New York teams, how they're doing currently, and get you guys caught up on everything regarding all the teams. So to start off, we'll just quickly go over hockey, starting with the Rangers. So all these teams finish their regular seasons now. The only team going to the playoffs is the Islanders, but the Rangers, they're done now. So their last few games of the regular season, they got swept by Washington, the Capitals. Then going into Boston for the last two games, they took one of two in Boston. They were on a 5-game losing streak going into that last game, but they snapped it. Thank God. I don't want to deal with a 6-game losing streak end of the year, but they snapped that. In these Washington games, a lot happened, as you know. The Tom Wilson situation was the big thing, notably in that 2-game set. So you guys probably saw the video, but Tom Wilson, he basically hit Pavel Buchnevich when he was down on the ice in a defenseless position. He hit him. He had his stick on his neck, and then after that, the Rangers players try to jump on him like they should, obviously protect their player. But Panarin tried to jump on him. Then obviously Wilson's a giant. Panarin stands no match in that fight, so he flipped him over. He almost hit his head on the ice. And after that, he got no suspension. The Rangers were
Not
pissed.
even a hearing.
What happened?
Not even a hearing.
I know, right? It was so that
Small
whole
fine.
situation was dumb. Then he then the Rangers put out a crazy statement, like coming at George Peros for doing a horrible job, and they said like he shouldn't keep his job. So that was crazy. That could have that could have had something to do with the decision to get rid of Gordon and JD. But then the next game there were like 6 fights. One like a off the opening face off, like 3 fights happened. First time that happened since it was 2012 against the Devils, I think. Yeah. Um. So that happened. Then they lost that game, but that whole situation was crazy. Basically, that second game they wanted to get revenge on Tom Wilson. Brendan Smith went after him. Wilson he left that game actually. He had an injury
Yeah.
and he didn't come back. But those were that's what happened with the Rangers. So how do you guys feel about the Rangers to end the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do probably a whole video on like the season and our
Yup.
thoughts and all the stuff that happened. But just quickly, they didn't end the season well. Obviously, that it was a good, a pretty good season. A lot of guys progressed, but there were issues, and we'll get into that. The vet, some,
Separate
in the
video.
big games, the veterans didn't really show up. There really wasn't, a physical presence from this team this year, and that played a big factor into why we're out of the playoffs. You look at the team that they played up against in the Penguins, Islanders, and the Capitals, the Bruins. They all have a physical presence in their lineup that really separates them from the Rangers, and it's why the Rangers are not yet there yet as a playoff contending team. But hopefully through this offseason with Chris Drury in his first uh, offseason as the GM and president of the Rangers, that he's going to be able to upgrade in certain areas, and especially in that department, and bring in some guys that will make this team tougher and also more consistent. But I'm surprised I thought we were going to end on a 6-game losing streak, but it
Me
is
too.
refreshing to see that they were able to get one win up to end the season. Zibanejad got 2 goals. Miller scored.
It was the kids' day at that last
Yeah, it
game,
was a
pretty
kid's
much.
day. Justin Richards got his first point. It
He
was his
looked
first game
good.
called up. We signed him last year as a free agent, in college, and he got a point. And then Lafreniere scored a nice goal, nice feed from Booch, I believe it was. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a good way to end the season. Keith Kincaid played great. It would have been nice if he was
Shout
able
out
to
to him.
finish the game. Fortunately, he got hurt in the third. So Igor finished. But, it was a good way to end the season. We'll get into, the specifics of how the season was and what failed and all that stuff. But, the season's over. We're going to the off season now, new regime, and we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it'll be an exciting off season, and next year will be better for sure. But yeah, like we said, we're gonna make a individual video on each team, but right now we're just gonna quickly go through the teams. So next up is the Islanders. They're the only team of the Rangers and like the three New York teams / Metro teams to make the playoffs. So yeah, they finished their season. They were kind of struggling to going into the stretch of the final stretch of the season, but they're in the playoffs. They're in as a 4th seed, taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins won the East somehow. I don't know. I'm surprised about that one, but the Isles have a first round. What happened?
I said, I don't know how the hell that happened.
Oh yeah, I don't
It
know.
seems like they always find a way to be good. I guess that's what happens when you have guys like Sidney Crosby. You have the elite franchise player that you always find a way, which they have. So they're still good, unfortunately.
Do you guys think the Islanders beat them in that series? I think it'll be a good series. They usually beat them when they play each other.
I'd say Isles in 6.
I
That's
honestly
fair.
feel the same about that.
I think this series could go 7 either way. I mean, the Islanders struggling to end the season, but I don't know. I just
I
feel
feel like the end of the season, the Islanders just didn't care. Like, they knew they were going to clinch at some point, which they did. And I felt like they just didn't care.
hmm And they're gonna get a little rest now. I think they got fatigued at the end.
Yeah,
But for the
There's that
playoffs,
too.
the rest is gonna help them. A lot of teams, so they'll probably be able to take advantage of that. And we'll see what happens. It's gonna be another good series. The Islanders obviously swept the Penguins in 2019, 4
they
games,
did.
easy and quick. I think this is gonna be a much closer series. The Penguins
hmm
are different than they were 2 years ago. Um, so it's gonna be a good series, I think.
Pittsburgh.
Islanders, I'd say either in 6 or 7 games, they probably take it though.
Yeah, that's a good take. I think. Yeah, Pittsburgh doesn't want to lose to the same team again, but I feel like for some reason I feel like the Islanders just turn up in the playoffs. Like even if they're struggling the last week, they just wake up and they look like the team they were like in the middle of the season when they're on fire or whatever.
Yeah,
They
well, I mean, we see that. I mean, against us, they played, dominated us. They shut us
that's
down in
what they
two of
could be.
those.
Yeah.
Well, three, they outshut them down on all of us. But the one game they scored 6 goals, and then the others they scored 3 and 4. So they have the potential for that if they play their game. These last few games where they haven't really shown up. I mean, today they gave up like over 30
It was three
shots to the
two.
Bruins. Usually they're a team that doesn't really allow many scoring, like high danger scoring chances or a lot of shots. But recently they've been allowing teams to get more chances in the offensive zone, and that's why they're losing. But if you have situations like when they played us, they get those first couple goals, then they usually lock it down.
Oh yeah.
If you're Pittsburgh, if you can get on the board early and you have to make them try to get them out of their game, which is to score and then defend. If you have to turn that around, and then they have to try to be aggressive, and then they can mess up and lose what their game plan is. Well, then that's how you beat them.
I saw Varlamov went out too. I think he's fine though. They said it was precautionary. They don't want to
Yeah.
risk anything.
I
Yeah,
mean, even if he's not, I mean, Sorokin's been pretty good
he's
for
good
them.
too.
He's a rookie though, but we've had teams. The Penguins won with Matt Murray back-to-back years as a rookie. The Blues
hmm
won with Jordan Bennington. So
I was
That's
going
a
to say the
trend.
Blues with
as
Bennington.
much as I hate for that to happen,
Bennington was playing
never
out of
know.
his mind that year.
What was that?
I said Bennington was playing out of his mind that year.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a fun playoffs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Who
final
you got going to the Cup?
tough call, man. I'm thinking
Colorado.
Colorado's a favorite. I saw they're definitely.
I
Or
got Vegas
Vegas.
over
Some people
Colorado
think
because
Vegas has been insane.
Vegas has done well against them.
How does this thing work? Because there's
You
no.
think you think a Canadian team is going to get in for the first time since
I
90?
think it's the
No.
Leafs here, man. They could get in there, but
No,
I'm
I
not
don't
betting
want
on
it to be the Leafs here. No,
No, I
not
got
this.
Leafs out
not
second.
the Leafs here.
I
Damn.
don't want it to be. They need to get past 54 years of not winning.
Yeah. Let that streak keep going, right? But how's this working? There's no conferences. Like the freaking Knights could play the Penguins in the playoffs, I think, right? I saw that somewhere.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah, I thought.
Because then you got, Fleury against his old team.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That would actually be
I don't know
dope.
how I feel about this, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out with this playoffs system now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
that's
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
me
to say
too. All right, so Devils are the final hockey team we'll be talking about. They're
Doo-doo.
crying poverty, man. They're
We don't have our Devils fan here to talk about his frustrations.
that's it. Lewis is not happy with their season at all. I could tell you that. I
I
mean,
don't blame him.
Because they suck.
yeah, who would be?
Dude, they were almost as bad
That's
as
Buffalo. Yeah.
I mean, they did have a lot of issues. Unfortunately, COVID hit them really bad. They had
That's true.
20 players going to COVID IL. They had, I have a picture here of all this. Corey Crawford, who they signed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Corey Crawford.
He was supposed to be a big help to them. Him and Blackwood would have been a good tandem.
It would have been.
Their captain, he got hurt in like first few games of the season, had a sinus fracture.
They had a
The
rough.
COVID-19 team.
So,
And then they're just an extremely young team with no veteran presence, really. They traded the two of them.
Yeah, and their coach is
was
rough.
done, but
their
they're
coach.
just an extremely young team. So they didn't have a true leader on that team to lead them through the difficulties. So
You know what though?
yeah, it was a bad season for
That's
them.
true, yeah.
I like some of. What were you saying?
No, I said they do have some talent.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Darren Govich, Yanni Kuokkanen, Zaka broke out,
He's good.
Hughes, Heeshear, go on. And then you got next year's going to be
What's that
Holt's probably
defenseman?
going to come up.
Smith is good too.
Dawson Mercer possibly, or that's probably the year after maybe.
No, they got talent. Like you said, they're just missing that veteran guy. Like for us, that's what Panarin is. He came in. He's like our star. They don't have that veteran scorer.
Yeah.
That's what they're missing. But they got the young talent. They're putting the pieces together now. Blackwood's good. Wedgwood's a decent backup. Then just add vets over the
I like their
years.
coach.
Their coaches, who knows about him? He's first year.
I mean, I don't care what team you are, what sport you play. You could have an absolute God Squad superstar team.
Mhm.
If say you take the Dodgers roster and you mix it with the Yankees, but your coach is or your manager is
Mickey Callaway.
Mickey Callaway. That might
Hey,
spell
Mickey.
an
Hey,
NLDS exit
Mickey.
for a World Series roster. About that. So I feel like the Devil, maybe not next year, but at some point they should fire Lindy Ruff.
Damn, after 2 years, that'd be. I don't know. He's
We'll see what I mean. I
I
want
mean,
to see.
if this was like 2000, then yeah, okay, he's great. But it's not. It's not 20 years ago.
he's probably too old school. Like
That's probably what that's what I see in the Devils.
mhm. They got They're. I feel like young
An
teams should
old
get
coach for a young team.
young teams should get young coaches. What I'm build with the team. That's what I believe in. If you're a rebuilding team.
I feel like the Devils should get either Gerard Gallant.
Nope, because we're getting him.
I like that. I like that mentality.
I hope-
Assuming the Rangers can actually fire David Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're gonna fire him.
I'm
I was more
scared.
It'd
confident.
be stupid if they don't fire. Why would you fire Gorton and JD?
Yeah.
If you don't fire.
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, they'll make the argument that they want to give because I think Drury and them share the same agent. I think he
come on.
vouched for Quinn. Drury did. So you think there's that relationship that maybe he wants to give him a chance with the, Drury's going to give him this. He's going to have this summer where he builds the team how he wants it and adds guys that he's going to add and then gives Quinn that improved roster, see how it is. But I don't know. I mean,
Mate.
If it was up to me, I would fire him right. I would have fired him yesterday.
yeah, me too.
When are they having this exit meeting? Like today or tomorrow? Probably.
Probably Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna
Latest.
that could be a breaking news video that comes out this week, maybe if they fire him.
Is he gonna get the boot?
I think so. I have a
Let me
feeling.
know.
They got rid of Gordon and JD. There's no shot they're keeping Quinn, unless that'd be a shocker to me. We'll have to see though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to Drury. I mean, that's what Dolan
Exactly.
says. Drury, we're going to see.
Yeah.
I thought Dolan did nothing with the Rangers.
Of course he gets involved. All right, so that's all for hockey in this video, but we'll move on to baseball now. Speak about the Mets and Yankees. starting off with the red hot Mets right now. Let's
5-game
go
winning
Mets,
streak.
baby. Yeah, 5-game win streak. Took the
Rip the
last. No, they took the last 2 of the Cards series. There was a doubleheader. They split that. Then they won the last game, which resulted in a split of that series. Then they swept. Right now they swept. How did I just forget the team,
The
bro?
Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I'm just so tired right now. Yeah, they swept the Diamondbacks. Now they're on a 5-game winning streak, and they're first in the East right now with a 16-13 record. So things are looking good for the Mets. But the one concerning thing is the Grom. He got placed on the IL. I don't think it's anything major, but he's on the IL with like his it's a
Right
lat
side
injury.
plate.
I like what the Mets did within that situation because it's like
Agreed.
because I think what I saw this morning, like before they announced that they put him on IL, is that like the hope is that he'll miss his next start, but he'll be back in then or for the one after.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no.
But at that point,
I figured, put him on IL, have him skip a couple starts, like 3 or 4, maybe 5. See how
he's not missing 5 starts.
Yeah.
He'll miss 10 days. He'll miss 2
1
starts.
or 2.
I guess.
The injury isn't even bad itself. It's just freaking being cautious.
You don't want to chance that because you remember what happened to Syndergaard.
That's true. So yeah, no, I think 1 or 2 starts is good. If he needs more,
That's
I
good.
doubt it.
I say 3, play it safe, and then see how it goes from there.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna
We'll
do,
see.
but yeah, the Mets have a.
It's fresh. They're doing a good job. You got to be cautious with him. You don't want this to result in a bigger injury. Right now, we've had enough pitching depth so far
Yeah.
to sustain. I mean, we're already out Carrasco and Syndergaard, and now
Oh.
DeGrom. I mean, I got to give it to the pitching. I hope they continue it, but the pitching just been phenomenal. The bullpen and the
Bullpen's
start,
disgusting right now.
Roman and Walker have stepped up. Peterson he's had a couple good starts and he's had some other struggles.
Yeah.
Obviously, his last start against the Diamondbacks, he couldn't throw strikes, so that was a problem. And then Joey Lucchesi, he did pitch good in relief when he came in the second game. He pitched
He's
3
not.
and
I
3 innings.
refuse.
He hasn't been good though.
The
But-
Mets shouldn't have him as a starter.
Yeah,
Yamamoto's better, I think.
Yamamoto came in the Cardinals game and pitched 2 or 3 scoreless innings, so they should give him a shot. But you just you run down all those names. I mean, there's so much depth, and then you go in the bullpen: Gesellman, Barnes, Tommy Hunter, who pitched
Lugo's not even back either.
back games.
That's a good
Yep,
sign.
Lugo's going to come back. May, Diaz, Familia, and Familia's been really good. His whip is a little high, but he's induced a lot of soft contact, and a lot of teams have gotten lucky, and they've gotten like weak singles. Fortunately, he's been able to get out of it, but we've had the best bullpen ERA since April 22nd, 1.71. So the pitching has been there. The
Please stay
depth,
up
we've
with
had
that.
the depth. They stepped up. So hopefully that continues. We don't want it to be overused, and that's where you get a little cautious. You're like, okay, yes, now DeGrom's going to be out 1 or 2 starts, but how is that going to affect the bullpen? Because we can't be having bullpen games every game. So now we need Stroman and Walker to go 7+ every time they're out there, basically, because we can't be having games where they're going 4, like God forbid they have a bad start. We can't have that. We cannot have that because the bullpen there's going to be 2 bullpen games anyway, and hopefully Yamamoto can step up and give us like 6 innings. That's probably asking too much, maybe 4, and then you bounce him off with some other guys for 2 innings, and hopefully we can work it out because right now. If we can just stay the course until Lugo comes back, until Carrasco at the end of May, hopefully, and then Syndergaard in mid-June, and DeGrom should be back obviously well before that. We'll see if everything goes well. If he can throw, then we should be good if we can just weather this storm. But of course, this is the toughest stretch that we're going to be facing. We're going to Tampa, and we're going to Atlanta, and then Miami. So, 2 division teams, and then the Rays.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we got to sweep this series. No excuses.
Then hopefully Stroman gives us a complete game. That'd be nice. That
would be nice. Give everybody.
I think he could, dude. He's faced that team before. Like when he was with Toronto, he could, if he gives us a good game, give the bullpen another day off, plus the off day that happened on Monday, he would.
And then Thursday is also another off day.
Yeah,
so that would be big. That would be really big. I mean, it's gonna be a tough game tomorrow. John Means is starting for Baltimore.
Good.
So the offense.
You know
I
what
mean, wouldn't that be something to pick it up against a guy that just threw a no hitter in his last game?
Yeah, then we got Harvey coming back Wednesday. That's an exciting game. Hopefully he doesn't dominate us, but I'm happy to see him back.
It'd be
Pitching
nice
at
if the
major.
Mets could score like 7 off of him in the first inning.
Yeah, I
That couldn't happen.
want to light him up. Then when he walks off the mound, just give him a nice ovation. Thanks for letting us kill you. Like, just
Welcome
yeah,
back.
thanks. No.
Sacrifice his career for us, please.
Yeah. Then something else we gotta mention here is the whole situation with.
Is it a rat? Is it a raccoon? What is it?
I don't know, man. Is it a
A raccoon.
Ratcoon? Yeah. What do you actually think happened there? I have no idea. It'll never come out, but they said it was a damn animal was in the dugout or something.
Well, if you remember, the half inning before, there was that ground ball that McNeil and Lindor, it was like some miscommunication and like no one, like each one of them didn't like know who was gonna get the ball or
Yeah.
whatever, and then the guy beat it out. So maybe it had something to do with that, and McNeil or somebody said something like, oh, maybe a little comment,
How do
and
you
they
mess
had
up?
a little scuffle. I think it has to do with it because
Me too.
that's pretty sure that's what happened. I mean, it was that inning. I think you remember. I don't know if we were on call or whatever.
We were, yeah.
But, like there was miscommunication between Lindor and McNeil, who's going to get the ball, and whoever was running beat it out. So then maybe they go in the tunnel. Maybe there's a little scuffle. Somebody said something, and then
That's
maybe
not like Lindor though, but I think that's what happened.
I think McNeil probably got hot first, and
Mhm.
Lindor responded, and then you just see Conforto and Dom Smith.
The reactions are
Conforto just stops, and he's like, and then he just like runs down the freaking steps, and like, oh my god, oh yeah, it was just a rat. It was, I said it was a rat. He said it's a
Lindor's a
rat.
good liar. Lindor's a good liar. He's freaking.
But do you think are you fine with that? Because a lot of people in the media were like, "Oh my God, how dare they lie to us? Just be transparent and say what was going on. That there was something happening, and that it was going to be dealt with in the clubhouse." Like, what do you think about that?
I feel I don't know, man. Like you always, I like telling the truth personally, but like that's hard to tell the truth about if that you had a fight with your teammate or whatever to the media,
Yeah.
because then there's gonna be a big story around.
It's
They're
just
gonna
New
think
York
it's drama
media
in the
being New
clubhouse.
York media.
What happened? Do you?
What did you say?
Yeah,
It's just a New York media being just annoying like they are.
True.
yeah. I think I don't know. I don't think the truth will ever come out about that, but.
Mhm.
If that's what could spark our season, then I'll be fine with it because they're on a 5-game winning streak now after that happened. So maybe it did something. But yeah, the Mets they got to keep this up.
And that was after the Donnie Stevenson stuff. Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, that they revealed was Pete Alonso.
I saw that. That's funny.
Big Meat Pete, your captain of the team.
No, I think he should be like he
Probably
gets
down the road.
that. I can't. I mean, I thought it was him honestly because but when in that interview.
No,
in
I thought it
St.
was someone who got really drunk off of Don Julio. And and then I guess they were too drunk to realize what happened and came up with Donnie Stevenson.
I'm Donnie Stevenson.
And I approve this message.
Dude, those shirts are kind of nice though. That
Athlete's
athletic.
logos, man.
Yeah, that guy's good. He puts all the cool designs out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would buy that shirt if it comes out. I think only the players freaking get it though. Right now.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything else about the Mets or?
Nope. I think we covered the Mets. Now we got
All right, Sal. Let us hear about the Yankees.
They've been great. They took 2 out of 3 from Houston last week and 2 out of 3 from the Nationals last week. So they've been on a roll. So the Houston series was great atmosphere. I was at one
Tell
of
us
the
about
games.
it. You were there one of the games.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it was just it felt like playoffs with only 33% capacity. Just so many, just like so many chants, so many different chants.
It was crazy.
saying.
That's fun.
And yeah, so pitching has been dominant. I think we have like a starting rotation that is 2.42 ERA since like April 26th. So like that's solid.
That's a big turnaround because
Mhm.
they were struggling early on. Cole was the only one that held it together, and then now the
That
team's
is true.
picking it up. Herman, Montgomery, everybody's picking it up.
Kluber's been
Kluber
solid. Yeah.
and Tyone. So
And the bullpen, well, I mean, the bullpen blew I think the game against Houston with the Altuve homer, which I agree.
oh yeah, I was
Oh
watching.
my
that
god, I
game.
can.
And
That
then
was nice.
they might have. I think they blew another game last week, but other than that, they've been dominant as well. So
I think Altuve had enough of those chants.
yeah,
Yeah.
It was his birthday too. He's like, I'm tired of this thing, man. I'm just going
You
deep
see-
here.
Yeah. Did you see that? Like during the game, they were like, "F your birthday."
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. That was funny. That was fun. I like that.
Well,
They were creative on that one.
we gave them what they deserve.
Yeah, they're
Series loss.
They're cheaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we helped beat down the Nats for you guys.
Thank you. Let's go.
Take it. We'll take it.
You dropped them to last place. I'm happy about that.
Oh, and I was also at the Tigers game like 2 weeks ago.
So you've been to games.
Where we
2 games.
yeah, we swept that series.
We went to 2 games.
Yeah, we got a lot more coming. I love baseball games. It's fun.
I mean, hopefully you can see a win though.
Dude, no,
No.
that's funny you brought that up. I haven't seen a win in my last 5 games in person. It's crazy.
And that's
Oh.
stretches like 3 years.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I somehow got the Astros tickets for free.
Was that a giveaway on Instagram or something?
Yeah, I saw that. You won on a
How'd you-
giveaway on Twitter or something like
Yeah.
that.
That must be the luckiest man
Yeah.
alive.
Dude,
I
I'll
like
never
one.
win it. I'll try that. I'll try those things like 100 times and I'll never win it. And you
I thought I wasn't gonna go because I would have to get a COVID test, but I got it.
this is this guy like a big account or something, or whoever giving it?
I mean, yeah, but only like 30 something people actually entered to get away.
Oh, that's a good chance for you then. Yeah,
so
then
I
you
was
got
like,
it.
maybe I'll
Yeah, so them,
get it.
yeah. Sa-
Who the Yankees got up next?
Tampa.
Tampa
Ooh,
Bay.
Is that at home or in the?
That's in Tampa.
That's not
That's
good.
in Yankees fans' favorite stadium.
Oh my God, that's their horror house. That
Well,
stadium.
well, I mean, I hope we win the series.
They
At
need
least
this
'cause
one. You guys are
we've been
tied.
on a roll as of late, so I mean, hopefully we don't just like completely fall off at the trot. But I mean, Voigt comes back tomorrow, so
Oh, he does. Ooh,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
good. They
shit,
need him.
yeah.
I've seen him.
hope-
I've seen him raking in AAA. I think he hit
Yeah.
some on the Mets AAA team.
Yeah. So hopefully
Bruce
he
Smith
brings
coming.
back a spark to the lineup.
He should.
As I just can't see freaking Mike Ford and Tyler Wood. in the lineup.
Yeah, you were missing him for sure. He's
Mhm.
a good first baseman for you guys.
And hopefully Gio's okay. I think he's good though.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys gotta get healthy too. But
Stan's been on a roll too.
if he keeps
COVID
this
him.
up, I think he can win the MVP if he stays healthy. Obviously,
I feel like him and JD are like head to head.
JD's been good too. Yeah,
It's kind of clever because like both rivals.
he's hitting hella homers and just
Yeah.
hitting in
I
general.
don't know. The Red Sox are good. Man.
That'll be a big series when you meet them, whenever that is.
I think it's a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, that's the division might actually be interesting. Like, and who expected Boston to be there, and they're
Yeah.
up there now.
Yeah, like everyone's. I mean, Baltimore is gonna fall off.
Baltimore, yeah, don't even worry about them. They're freaking
Mm.
5 games under 500 now.
It's Baltimore. Come on.
Still gotta worry about Baltimore.
Can
Yeah,
you
for
name like 5 pitchers on their staff? Come on.
nobody's.
But I think. I mean, I know it's nowhere close near a trade deadline yet, but I think for the first time ever, I think the Yankees don't need a pitcher for the at the trade deadline.
I mean, you could always use an
Yeah.
I
extra.
mean, yeah, but I mean,
But at this point,
you need
yeah,
another
like you
bat.
said,
If it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah.
but who knows what could happen? You don't know what could happen
Yeah,
by
it's not
deadline.
even.
First injuries or you don't know.
Hopefully, Sevy comes back strong.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I say we trade freaking Clint to Texas.
Quit. Dude, but all my Yankees friends, I want that guy out of here too.
Yeah.
Probably feel the same.
Clint.
All right, onto basketball. Now, I think is that all you got to say?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we'll speak about the Knicks and Nets. It's basketball is hot right now. It's crunch time in the NBA. Down to the last 4 games for both teams. So the Knicks got a huge win on Sunday. They freaking I think this is the best win of their season. They beat the Clippers in LA by I think it was 108-100. Yeah, the Clippers did not rest. They played their full team, Kawhi, PG. They had Ibaka out, but who cares? Freaking Kawhi and PG are better than most of our players.
Yeah, that's
And
Actually,
look,
all of them.
and it's the guys who you wouldn't, usually rely upon. Really, I mean, Derrick
That's
Rose,
true. What a freaking
Bullock carried, and R.J. Barrett had a great game as well. But Julius Randle didn't have one of his best games.
We'll get
He
a
only
shot
had
at the
16
end though.
points, but 6 of those points came down the stretch and were clutch, 3 clutch shots that he had in the paint. So, he did come up with, and it's, I get Randall's changing. Early on, we could not rely upon him in the clutch. He would falter under the pressure. But now we're, going down to the wire, and he didn't really have a great game against the Clippers, but he gets 6, really important points to seal the W. And what a great game.
I was so happy,
It shows
dude.
where the Knicks, it shows how far we have come, and it shows, everybody just from the beginning of the season, the Knicks aren't for real. Oh, it's a fluke. The second half it will be, we'll show them who they really are. This road trip is gonna kill their season. Meanwhile we're 3-2
Keep
with
talking.
1 game left, and we a minimum a record of 500, and we're gonna play the Lakers. LeBron's coming back.
I'm scared about that.
That's what. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but if the Celtics lose tomorrow, the Knicks with a win, they're in. So what a crazy story that would be to clinch against the Lakers.
You know what though? Like, I'm worried about some of the teams behind us. Miami and the Hawks are right up our tails.
Hawks just won against the Wizards.
That was a crazy game, but yeah.
we
don't have.
Almost won.
Oh my God, yeah, he beat the triple-double record. He has that now, but I wish they won that for us. But we're half a game ahead of the Hawks, a game ahead of the Heat, 3 ahead of the Celtics. Celtics, there's 4 games left, and we played them the last game. So, like Marcello said, if we win against the Lakers and
Jason Tatum's also out.
Is he out?
Yeah, he got
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Brown's out for the year. Boston, even if they make the plan, like, I don't know. They'll make the plan, but I don't know if they'll do anything. But
doesn't seem they will.
I'm just worried about the teams. I want to make the 4th seed. So I'm holding on to my freaking fingers, bro. I'm trying to. I hope they make it 4 games left.
We can get home court advantage. I think we could pull it out even in a tough series against the Hawks or Heat, because the Garden is going to be completely rocking.
Yes, sir.
Completely rocking. The Knicks will 100% feed off that energy. There's no energy like the Garden when the Knicks are good. So in the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, the Knicks, we've had already a home season. We've been incredible. Let me get the exact record, but they're just going to.
They're going to look how much do you think they're going to lift capacity?
He better put it 50 plus.
I think it's going to be 50%. But at home, 22-11 this year. So
dude, that's insane.
Showed up at home, feeding off the crowd's energy. So it's going to be crazy.
And those 11 were probably with no fans.
What was that?
And those 11 losses at home were probably with no fans.
Yeah, probably.
Those were no fans.
This Lakers game is the last road game. Then our final 3 are at home. So if we go like 3-1 or something, I think, 3-1. That's good enough for the 4th seed, because depending what the Hawks and Heat do, but Heat have a tough schedule. Hawks have an easy schedule. So it'll be a crazy finish. But
Yeah, definitely.
either way, the Knicks will likely be in the playoffs, depending whatever seed they get.
It's just so crazy how like Tom Thibodeau and just
What a
came in
beast!
here and just he made something. He made nothing out of something, and he's
I can't believe it.
I was
we're
expecting
tiptoeing to the
Knicks
playoffs.
to be
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, no one really expected it.
No star, well, except Randall now, but no, like, no one on a max contract, no one getting paid tremendous amount of money. Just like guys, and like just
Guys are-
scraps. pretty
It's
much.
basically what we saw what the Nets do 2 years ago.
Yup.
It's the same type situation. And what did that team do? They lured in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Mhm.
And who we got? Who's the big free agent to be most likely coming this offseason?
Kawhi
Kawhi Leonard.
Leonard.
Who did we just play and beat? The Clippers and Kawhi Leonard.
I hope he saw that. Man.
If the Clippers get out of the playoffs, in the
Early.
first round
Oh,
early,
yeah, definitely.
I
Kawhi,
think there's a chance.
I think he grew up a Clippers fan. He's from LA, so
Mhm.
I think he might want to stay there. But at the
Yeah.
same time, maybe he's like, you know what? Maybe I go to New York. Let me go compete against. You got KD, Durant, and Harden in Brooklyn. You know what? Let me join Julius and RJ.
Yeah.
And then you got Quickly, and hopefully we sign Burks and D Rose. I mean, a lot of these, and Bullock and Noel. You just go through. Everybody has stepped up in this team, and they've all played an important role. Early in the season, if Randall didn't show up, we say, "Oh, the game's over. There's no way we're winning." But yesterday, Randall, didn't have one of his best games. We still were able to beat the Clippers. We beat the Clippers because of Derrick Rose, Reggie Bullock, and RJ Barrett.
Like
That
that.
Derrick Rose trade was very.
Oh my God, that was
insane.
I hope he comes back.
I think he likes
If
it
we
here.
didn't make that trade, we would be just.
Oh,
we'd be
when he was out. Think about when he was out. That's when that was our bad stretch of the season.
Mhm.
When he was out, we were struggling mightily. And he comes back, and then that's when we start going on a big win streak. But we were struggling because he was out. We were like, a couple games under, a couple games over. Like we were like in that range, not even a couple games over, but we were struggling to
inconsistent
go off because he was out.
Happy for Derrick Rose who came back because like his first go around in New York was so bad.
Yeah.
That team was so great too, but
they should have been
work
good.
out.
That's how you know coaching is a big thing.
Make a difference.
It's only up for the future of this team now.
Mhm.
Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait. Playoffs are the 22nd of May, I believe. So that's around the corner as well. But the end of the season is exciting too. So we got to see what happens there. But yeah, we can go into the Nets
Hopefully
now.
we beat the Lakers. I don't know.
Freaking
AD is hot.
I don't know. It'll be tough, but we just beat the Clippers, so who the hell knows what can happen? I think we can give them a fight. If we give them a fight with their whole team, like LeBron and AD, who knows? Maybe Bron's on a limit restriction, but I don't know. That'll be fun to watch.
Mhm.
All right, let's go into the Nets now. Johnny, if you want to speak about the Nets, go ahead.
They were recently struggling. They went on like a 4-game losing streak. And, I thought Nash's coaching for those 4 games was abysmal. And the fact that he should be, like, there's guys that he should be starting, like Claxton. The fact that he's not starting him, because from what I saw is that the Nets have the best defense when Claxton's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's not in the game, they have, like, the 27th ranked defense. It's like you got Claxton, you can easily start. DeAndre Jordan is a complete bum.
Where's he at? Is he?
And the fact that you have a team of KD and Kyrie, they're both automatic buckets. The fact that Kyrie's dropping 30 like it's nothing. The fact that it takes James Harden to make this team even winnable. I blame a lot of that on Nash because I don't think Nash is a good coach. If I'm being honest with you.
That was my concern with the Nets.
My concern with the team is, the defense is pretty ass, but I feel like it's more on Nash than it is like the defense. KD and Kyrie. but their recent game, against the Nuggets.
That one was crazy. I watched.
That I was about to fall asleep because it was halftime. I'm like, this game's a blowout. I got to get up in the morning. The fact that they won that is unreal.
They caught fire in the second half. Like, they wouldn't miss a three. I think the Nets made like 10 straight buckets to start the second half.
What is it with the Nets coming back on the West when they're on the West Coast?
Yeah, I don't know.
Suns game, it was the Suns game, and then this
AD
game.
brings them luck.
And then a couple of years ago, it was the Sacramento game.
Yeah,
They always finish on the West.
most people probably aren't even watching the games because they're late. So I
It's
wonder how many
late,
people actually
It's
made it.
I'm on the East Coast, I'm like, I'm tired. I gotta do something in the morning.
Yeah, especially
Big
the
West
first
Coast
half,
Knicks.
and they're getting blown out. And like,
They're
okay,
getting blown out. I
Yeah,
thought
dude.
nothing of it. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. We've already clinched. There's nothing I can really do. We can really do. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are they? Second or third seed? It's pretty close right now.
Second seed.
They're the second seed
I
right
think
now.
they're literally tied with the Bucks, right? Or I think
they
so.
are a game ahead of the Bucks.
they should be fine then if they actually win these games. They have like, what's their remaining schedule? You have
Who
it
would have
up?
thought we're only 6 games behind the Nets?
I can pull it up real quick.
We could easily be all the games will be choked. Whatever.
I think the Nets get the second seed though.
If the Knicks ever play the Sixers in the playoffs, I think
Well, we
I
got the
could get
Bulls
tickets to the
tomorrow.
Sixers next game.
That game should be winnable.
We'll get a revenge.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys
Bulls?
should.
Yeah, that's a win.
That should be a winnable game, assuming, Nash just
Oh my God. Wait,
doesn't Nash.
is DeAndre Jordan hurt or are they just not playing him?
No, he just sucks.
Damn. I thought
He's
he was
just a
hurt.
straight-up
I
bum.
remember when he was a Knick.
I don't see him on the
He's a
court. I'm like, is this guy hurt or something?
That man freaking
Because when he is on the court, he just does
Jeez.
cardio.
He's just running track.
He's
Well,
just running around. He just does cardio.
Oh, I just saw this at 11:51. Tonight, Lakers listed LeBron James officially as out for tomorrow's game versus Knicks. Spam out the reports he's ready to go after.
Huh?
Mark Berman tweeted that.
Yo, please
If
be.
that's true,
We need that W then. We need that W. But
he's not going to play, then we better win.
I gotta
Wow.
look at that after this. That's interesting. What was I gonna say about the Nets now? Who
I
they
mean,
play?
maybe that's Bron's. I mean, probably not. But maybe it's the Bron's decisions. Never mind.
I mean, they literally play Wednesday too, so he can play either one. But if I was the Lakers, I mean, as a Knicks fan, I don't want this to happen. But if I were the Lakers, I would play him against the Knicks because that's a harder team. Rockets, you can win with.
I would put him on a
LeBron
minutes
wants
restriction.
the Knicks
If
to
they're
beat
that
so
cautious,
maybe
I'd put him on a
he's
minutes restriction.
Or just freaking. They're probably gonna make the playing tournament. They don't want to get it in that, honestly. But
Oh yeah, I forgot they're not even.
they're in the
close.
playing tournament. The
They
freaking
lose.
Lakers.
Freaking lose.
I hate those.
Imagine they was gonna play.
Good. I'd laugh at
I
them.
don't
I
like the
don't.
playing tournament. They should just scrap that.
I don't know because what if that helps us next year or something? I don't know.
It's not a terrible. I mean,
It makes it interesting too, kind of.
yeah, because
Yeah,
it does because
things up.
for the most part, there's really not competition between the seventh. We always say every year, when the 7th and 8th teams getting like, there's no chance they ever win. Well,
Yeah.
if you have 7, 8, 9, 10, at least they get to play a couple games and go at it. At least get some excitement for a game or two, and then you get to the actual playoffs. I think it's because the NBA is different than other sports. I mean, for the most part, if you're in the 7th or 8th seed, you're not beating the number 1 or 2. For the most part, like
what else I
extremely
like?
unlikely to beat them, especially if they're a top team. It's not like the NHL, MLB, like you can beat anybody. NBA is more set in stone with those kind of things,
Yeah.
like top seed versus bottom. So, bottom 4 teams play. Why not?
I also like how it's competitive too, because if you're a 10th seed during a regular season and you're like behind way beyond the 8th seed, like they tank. The teams tank. They don't play their players, so that eliminates tanking as well. I like that. Makes everything more competitive.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know if they keep it, but the players already complained about it. LeBron complained
LeBron
about
hates it.
I
No,
think he-
LeBron complained about it after saying last year it was a great idea.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because now he's in it. He
Because he
didn't
didn't
expect to
think he
be
was
in
in
it.
Because
it.
of course, he didn't
We didn't expect
look
to
at
win.
that. See, that's like a definition.
Now he actually has to play in the playing tournament.
That's funny.
Oh
bro.
yeah, it's not a good idea after all.
Okay, LeBron. Enjoy the playing tournament.
Yeah, hope
Let's
he
beat
loses.
those
If the Lakers are out in the
I'd
playing,
freaking-
that'll be the most hilarious thing I've ever
would be.
seen.
He's gonna cry.
But then who do you think would go to the finals if the Lakers are somehow out in the
Oh,
playing?
Suns.
Suns.
Suns
Jazz.
for
I
sure.
would say Nets Suns.
That'd make it more
Nash
interesting.
revenge tour.
Knicks Suns. Come on,
Imagine.
Knicks.
Knicks Suns.
Imagine.
Dude, if the Knicks
That-
go to the finals, I'm going insane, man. I'll freaking put a reaction video out and you guys will love it.
I mean,
Not
We
eight.
need Nets
One in the
Suns.
middle.
Steve Nash revenge tour.
Let's see where we place first.
Julius Randle revenge tour.
Let's see what goes on.
Derrick Rose revenge
Yeah,
tour.
we still got 4 games. A lot of seeding can change.
Yeah.
Let's just-
Alrighty. I think we got everything covered.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the video, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel. You guys know what's up. That's it for us. Catch you guys in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.